Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we've got an interesting one. This is going to be basically the opposite of a Rachel Cruz video where she tells you to cut up your credit cards and all that stuff, all that bad stuff that the Ramsey personalities say about credit cards. But riddle me this. How is it that you could be on an every dollar budget and possibly overspend, right? So the credit card, it's almost like, I don't know, they're really adamant about personal responsibility until it comes to handling your money right. Like, how can you be on an every dollar budget and overspend? The Ramsey personality logic, it's kind of almost like this. It's like, imagine that you were a girl and you came home and there was like a used condom in your garbage can. And basically what you did in response to that was you went in the room, you got very angry, and you threw away all the condoms. The problem is not that the condoms are there. The problem is the boyfriend. You need to throw away the boyfriend. So what I'm saying is you need to throw away the bad spending habits. It's not the credit card that is causing the bad spending habits. It is the bad spending habits that is causing people to be broke. So it's not throwing away the credit card isn't necessarily the root of the issue. The root of the issue is people's spending habits. But anyways, the topic of today is how to basically not manufacture the spend, how to spend enough on the credit card so that you can get the bonus, the intro bonus. So what prompted all this video is Chase Sapphire Preferred just applied for this last night. They offered the highest bonus ever, 100K points. So I went ahead and signed up for that. Got approved immediately. It's worth up to $1,250 on travel. So how am I going to spend the money to basically get that bonus? That's what we're going to talk about today. So I've got a couple things that we're going to show you, and let's just go ahead and get right into it. Basically what my goal with these points is the girlfriend and I were planning a trip. So plan a trip out to Hawaii. If I do this, possibly if she does this, that is, what's that? $1,500 or $2,500 of travel and, hotel. So that sounds like a free trip to me. So get back from not spending any money out here on deployment and go straight back into a trip, vacation, not spending any money on the vacation. So anyways, Dave Ramsey can have what he has, but I gotta do my own thing. I gotta take that free trip. So the first one we're gonna look at here is spending money that you already were going to spend. So we were talking about that trip. I could potentially take those points as a statement credit, I believe, but basically planning your spending. So if you know you're going to spend a bunch of money on something, you know you have a renovation, you know you're planning to take a trip. For example, it's a wedding that we're going to. The wedding is not getting canceled. So we know we're going to spend that money. So instead of just spending that money, sign up for a credit card, spend that money. So planning your spending is the first thing on the list. The second one is this that's on the screen, and that is mini or mene, however you say that, jewelry. So let's go to shop. This stuff is really nice. They've got really cool pieces. They sell 24 karat gold. We can go through this. They've got a film about how basically the uses of gold. My man Peter Schiff over there talks about that stuff all the time. But let's go into the bracelets. I really like their bracelets. And I'm not sure if it'll go active right now, but there it goes. The price of this actually changes with the price of gold. So you're buying solid gold. You will pay a little bit of a premium for the craftsmanship, but when you go to sell it, you'll probably make some money based off the weight of it for the craftsmanship as well. So they do charge a little bit of a fee, so it's not as good as just buying like just straight ounces of gold or bars of gold or what have you as far as the price, because it is crafted into something and that art does cost some money. But that is another way. Investment grade jewelry, that's another way to manufacture that spend, or whatever you want to call it. So number 3 is gift cards. So got to be careful with this. And if these seem similar or familiar, this information, is because I was scouring the internet, was looking at YouTube videos, looked at Brian Jung's videos, looked at Ask Sebi's videos. But when it comes down to it, I mean, all information is ultimately, quote unquote, stolen. But this stuff is really good stuff that I found for you guys, so I wanted to share it. Gift cards. So gift cards is something that you can do, but you just need to make sure that it's not going to code as a cash advance. So if you call up your credit card issuer and make sure that they code everything so that it's not a cash advance, then there will not be a risk of that happening to you. Number 5 is putting group expenses on your card. So I've done this in the past. For example, my brother was buying a car. He was like, I need to buy a used car. Instead of him just buying the car, I bought the car. Or if you're going out to dinner, let's say you've got a bunch of people that are about to pay, you're at a business dinner, you're at dinner with friends, you could just say, hey, everybody Venmo me, whatever, I'll pay for the dinner. So you can put it on the card and hit that minimum spend. Okay. Next one is tuition / student debt / books / lab equipment, anything that you need at school. It could be, if you have kids, it could be their school clothes, it could be lab coats, whatever you need. So those are things that you're going to spend anyways. So these are all just ideas of how to actually spend that money without wasting money, because you're already going to spend that money. The next one, we just talked about kids, school shopping. We'll go into the next one, insurance. So everybody has to pay their insurance. You can do things like pay through plastic. I'm actually having a little bit of trouble with it right now, but let's go through these drawbacks that I found on the internet of plastic. You cannot pay your mortgage with a Visa or an American Express card. MasterCard and Discover only. So this one, the preferred is actually a Visa. So you can't pay your mortgage. You might be able to prepay your rent. So it just really depends. You'll have to go play around with that. Depending on your card, you'll have to go play around with that. So maybe you could prepay your rent. Maybe you pay 2 months out so that you can hit that minimum spend. But for the smaller cards, you really don't have to worry about it, because if you're only needing to spend like $500, for example, it doesn't take much time to do that. So paying extra on your bills, you could pay extra on, say, like, I know waste management, you can go in there and I could drop like $500, and they basically just won't charge you until that balance is overdue. You could overpay on your taxes. If you're like some type of contractor, you could overpay on your taxes. And when you go to file your taxes, then you'll basically get that back. One drawback of that is that there are fees. Like the IRS actually charges fees if you pay your taxes with credit cards. So unless you're doing actual like sign-up bonuses, that might not make so much sense. It's usually in between like 1.8 to 2.2% on the fee if you pay with a credit card. So what's the next thing? Authorize users who you trust. So for example, you could add somebody to your card as an authorized user, and you could just have them go and put all their expenses, and basically it'll tally up how much each authorized user has spent. On most cards you can do that. So essentially what you do is you just have them pay you back. So authorized user, that's one that you could do. You could do it with family, very close friends that you really trust, that you've known forever, people who you live with, somebody who you could hunt down if you needed to. So you can't just be doing this with random people. Okay, the last two, one is sending money through PayPal. So you have to be careful with American Express. American Express likes to claw back bonuses and cancel your accounts. I've actually had experience with trying to get bonuses. I've been able to get bonuses through Discover or cash back through Discover by sending money on PayPal. But I have another video about that, and we could talk about that later. Discover has a lot of that $75 that you can get every single quarter, depending on what the category is, the 5% category for the Discover It. And the last one is retail arbitrage. Shout out to Brian Jung for putting me onto this one. So basically, it's buying and selling items. So if you go into the store, buy up a bunch of, some type of item, it could be Jordans, Nikes, whatever, something that you can resell. For one, if you can't end up reselling that for more on, say, eBay or something, you can always take your receipt and you can go just take that item back. But if you do resell it, you can resell it at a profit, and you already had that spend. So anyways, these are the ways. Probably what I am going to end up doing. I don't think I can do the plastic thing. So probably what I'm going to end up doing is buying some gold. I'm not super excited about where the stock market's at in terms of valuation. And also with stable coins right now, I'm a little bit more excited about stable coins because you can get a 8.6% return. I do have that link in the description. I'll also have my referral code for Chase if you want to check that out. So I'm not super excited about investing in the stock market right now because the risk right now is it's not very attractive. The risk reward is not very attractive, and I'd rather put my cash elsewhere. So anyways, hopefully you guys liked the video. Make sure you check out the links down in the description if you want to get some sign-up bonuses, and I'll see you guys in the next video.